Hey there, it's Dusty with yet another story for you. This one is Am I the Astronaut for refusing to let my sister-in-law babysit my baby and being unwilling to hear her out? My husband and I had to be somewhere for our older child, so we asked my mother-in-law if she could watch our 3-month-old son for a few hours. She said, of course. Unfortunately, when we went to drop him off, she wasn't home, and one of my husband's sisters, Jane, 21, was instead. Apparently, my mother-in-law wasn't going to be home for a bit, so she, Jane, agreed to watch our son for some time. Hold up, Grandma. Hold up! Grandma says, yes, I will watch your 3-month-old baby, and then asks someone else to watch 3-month-old baby for part of the shift that she agreed to because she wouldn't be there without communicating this to you. Grandma, fail. I immediately said no because, well, Jane believes that babies don't feel anything. She thinks that they cry for no reason and we shouldn't respond to their cries ever for whatever reason. And that not responding won't have any effect on them. She thinks that anything we do to babies during this period of their lives will have absolutely zero effect on them in the future. She will often call them mindless too. My husband called his mom and we politely explained our concerns and then hung up because we were extremely busy already and now we had to find another babysitter as well. I figured that was that until Jane came over extremely upset and in tears, insisting that she's not a bad person and that she would never do anything to hurt any kid. She then accused me of discriminating against her because she didn't want/have kids like everyone else in the family. I told her straight up that I don't give a crap if she wants kids of her own, but I don't like her thoughts on how to care for babies specifically. Instead of trying to understand me, she doubled down and said that her way of dealing with babies makes sense and that I'm wrong and I'm just extremely sensitive in nature, so of course I don't get it. Oh, she thought that was helping her case. She kept arguing with me about how to take care of my baby, so I just asked her to leave and she blew up on me. My husband even told her to calm down and that it's not like we're preventing her from seeing our kids altogether, but she just went, F you and your dumbass kids, and left, which, okay, hold on. I'm perfectly capable of watching your kids. F your kids. What? But my mother-in-law is really annoyed with me because Jane is still very upset and I'm just wondering if I'm the asshole. Like, I don't think I am, especially since no one lets her babysit for the same reasons, but I'm the first person to actually say no to her face and tell her why instead of making up an excuse. And perhaps I was too harsh. Top comment here, NTA at all. You have told her why. She disagrees with how you are raising your child, so she cannot be alone with them. End of story. Different if she understood where you're coming from and agreed that she would, of course, do things your way, and then freaking out that you didn't trust her. She could be mad then. You would still be justified in the no because you know how she feels. And alone, no one watching, she would test her theory. To mother-in-law, I have a living being that cries to indicate that something is wrong. This is the only way they communicate. They are unhappy. Your daughter thinks that this is not true and their cries mean nothing. They should not be cared for or when they are crying. The thought of my baby in distress and being alone, and that is not okay with me or your son. I am not being unreasonable. Her way of thinking is not only not the universal consensus, but completely not what I want in my child's world. I'm a little shocked that you would defend her having a temper tantrum about the situation instead of telling her that, of course, we would not leave our child with anyone who would care less that they're crying and thinks they have no feelings. This is ridiculous. I need you on the baby side, not on the one acting like a baby because she's wrong and doesn't like that she's wrong. Then let them be mad. This is truly ridiculous. For others to be involved and not backing you up 100% is astonishing. Agreed with commenter here. Agreed. This is you. You have no obligation to pacify someone's ego at the risk of your child's safety. I'm sorry. If I have to choose between the safety of my child and you feeling better about yourself, I'm going to choose my child's safety every damn time. Also, this bizzo, not OP, this bizzo sister for marching her ass over extremely upset because you told her no, and then doubling down and being like, it just makes sense. Okay, you can have all the theories you want, lady. But if you're telling me that a child's cry, a baby's cry means nothing, the only way a baby has to communicate means nothing, I'm not going to put you in charge of my child's well-being. That's just a no-brainer. She's butthurt now. Grandma is the real villain of this story for accepting the gig and then giving it to the one person who can't possibly do it. Not communicating that with you at all. So it's a big ass surprise when you go to the door and go knock, knock, knock. Who opens up but the one person who is least qualified to take care of your 3-month-old child? Grandma, what the are you thinking? And of course, Grandma's upset because Grandma has to deal with her whiny ass now. OP. NTA. Angel says, just because every actual brain and behavior research study says the opposite, go ahead and keep going with that theory, sis. Good Lord. The person no one in the family allows to watch their kids. Kick the rogue. Yeah. Magic drop. Time for no contact. You know what? But now there is a major trust issue with Grandma. You cannot trust Grandma to watch your child now either because you don't know for a fact that she's going to be the one watching this kid. You don't know. You can't know. Trust is fractured. And again, OP, it's like you're saying, I'm not preventing you from having contact with the children at all. I'm just not putting you in charge of their care. I'm not relying on you for their health and safety. That's it. How are you going to cling to your beliefs so staunchly and yet get butthurt because of them? Because people don't agree with them, because people aren't willing to entrust their child with you when you don't think there's anything to entrust. I do not understand.